at the end of every year, people were trying to talk to me and this and this and this, and they just said, let's do this. And so what it basically does is gives me the opportunity to end my career at Kentucky, which I want, which is what they want. And again, I mean, there are people that, I don't know if it's their opinion or their hope, but, they get mad, and it's like, well, why are you mad? I mean, what's this make you mad about? Our fans are happy. Our administration's happy. I'm happy. So I guess that's all it's about. And let me say this, a lifetime contract, sometimes they declare you dead in 3 years. So you never know with this stuff how this goes.
Coach, how much did you consider UCLA?
No, look, this thing here is so special that anytime I get calls, one, the university knows if anybody's talking to me. And two, it's a lot of times it may be somebody I know well that I'm willing to try to help. It may be someone that I know that maybe I can help someone else. So, yeah, I talk to people at the end of every year. I'll talk to NBA teams at the end of every year. And it may not be something that I have an interest in, but it may be a relationship I want to have. Because a lot of times they're drafting my kids, and I'd like to be able to pick up a phone to an owner and say, hey, what about my guy? So, I mean, it's this thing here, what we have is unique. What we have is special. They approached me. I never approached Kentucky about this contract. And the stuff in the contract was their suggestions. Wasn't my suggestions. And you know what? It was pretty neat that they approached me and said, we want you to end your career here. I don't understand why anybody would be upset with it. I'm not a guy that wants to coach till I'm 75 or 80. I'm not that guy. Jalen, you know how I coach. It's amazing I've lasted this long.
Jalen stepped away for a second here, but let me ask you this, Coach, because you sound, I will tell you, almost a little bit defensive, as though you feel as though there are people criticizing this. I'm not sure I've heard much of that. Perhaps there is. Why do you sound that way?
Well, the only thing, I don't read all the stuff, and I'll say, okay, what's the blowback? That's my line all the time. What's the blowback? And, my guy said, well, there's some people that, took some shots and this and that, and you were the one that initiated it. I said, none of that's true. I mean, why would someone say that? And so all this that I say to you is this is good for our university, or they wouldn't have presented this to me. Obviously, it's good for me and my family, and I don't have to coach. I can coach 3, 4, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, and it's not an endless contract. When it comes out, I think everybody will see that it's pretty logical what they presented to me, and it's something that I was comfortable doing.
Coach, how does it make you feel that it seems like you continue to have to defend yourself towards your critics based on all that you've accomplished in your coaching career, especially those who look at the fact that you guys have won, in their opinion, only one championship since you've been in Kentucky, yet the university is awarding you with a lifetime deal?
My thing is, most of the guys, it's been the same crew of guys, and it's their hope, not their opinion. And you know what? I don't deal with all that stuff. I really don't. I said some stuff today only because this morning I said, before I go on there, what was the blowback? And then the guy said, well, there's a couple guys that da-da-da-da-da. And I go, for what? What would they have a problem for? Well, it's just, you know what. And the agenda, Jalen, in this, the agenda stuff of being about someone else and not about this, and, it's what it is. And here's the other thing with the media, and you know this. If there's good stuff, then someone else got to write bad stuff. That's how it is. And so I usually accept it, and I'm not being defensive. If I am appearing that way, it's really not, because I haven't read anything or seen anything. And Jalen, I hope that it is, most people are, I know our fans are happy, and I know I'm happy, and our school's happy, and, it's a good way for me to, wind this thing down. And it's been a fun run. Now, I'm going to tell you, coaching here is in dog years. It's this thing, having a new team every year, trying to figure it out on the run, trying to go. This stuff is like, it wears on you. This team kept me young. I love coaching this team. That's the disappointment of not having 2 more games. This team was a ball to coach. And I may have had more talented teams, but I didn't have a team that collectively were in the gym rats, loved it, loved the learning, loved the coaching, loved the competitiveness of practice. This was an unbelievable crew. And I'm telling you, I don't care where they're rated or the draft boards. This group of kids will make it in that league and have long careers because they're into the game. They love playing. They have a good feel. They're just physically and, maybe, again, they have to master their craft a little bit more. They're not they're really good athletes, but they're not this guy.